There we are. It should be connecting to, you can, I do everything in front of the crowd, so they're okay with watching us hook everything up. So don't worry about it. And it's on. Do everything in front of the crowd, so they're okay with watching us. We're doing it. Okay, we're good. So I'm excited to have these higher level understanding women because they think like me, and we know that we have to feed the higher mindset of the spirituality. And it's because it's not getting fed, we are going to discuss that and go into details of information. Both of these women are a powerhouse, and I love powerhouse women. So we're going to go into stuff that this world needs to be looking at and focusing on and really diving into the good stuff. So I'll start with Kelly, and then we'll go into Antonia.
Oh, you're starting with me? Oh, that's not fair. I'm just kidding. Hey, everybody. Glad to be back.
Go, Kelly.
Woohoo! So glad to be back. I'm honored to be here with these two amazing women and all of you here, there, and everywhere. We are honored. Oh my gosh. Can you guys feel the rooms just getting full? It's like seating, like whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm going to ask that I am in the energetic form in both Antonio and Jenny Lee's space, and that we're coming together and we're holding sacred space for everybody that is watching this live or later. I am the publisher of Edge Magazine. Hello, beautiful edgemagazine.net. Also psychic medium and lots of gifts and abilities, but that's a rub that we don't worry about that. I'm honored to be here and I'm grateful, and thank you. So excited about this conversation.
Cool. Okay, Antonio on next.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to be saying. Okay, hi, my name's Antonio.
Oh my God, I love you already.
I'm from Divine Empowerment, and I'm a wizard. I teach magic. I have a magic school. I just wrote a book called Energy Secrets: How to Live to Your Full Potential. I've hacked cellular regeneration, which is my new cool stuff. Basically, reverse aging, regenerate everything, which is so badass. I instantly dissolve traumas and diseases. Teach everyone how to become the best versions of themselves. I'm from the future. I've incarnated backwards from the future, and I've got a lot of magic to share.
Yes, you do.
Bam.
Yes, you do.
Like,
yes, you do.
Right? Like, oh my gosh. Like, let's go. By the way, I really want your book. We were doing this in the magazine, and I totally, like, we need to be like,
send me your address and I'll mail you a copy. Or you can buy it on Amazon and Kindle in the US. You can get it on Audible, which is my voice recording it.
Yay!
So you can get it on Audible. You can get it on Kindle or I'll mail you a hard copy if you want the physical.
As you can see, I like hard copy books.
You do.
I do.
A lot.
I like hard copy books. Okay, yeah. There you go.
This is great. I think this is great. And it's kind of one of those energies have been waiting to come together. You know, me and Kelly have talked, and then all of a sudden, Antonia just fell in my lap, and I was like, that's the energy. That's it. That's the strong one. That's what I need.
I found, sorry to interrupt you, Jenny. One of my good friends randomly said she was a key the other day. She went, someone told me I was a key, and I was like, ooh, I've got to tell Jenny. I'll talk about it later. But one of my good friends was like, I'm a key. And I was like, what? She goes, I was just told, higher self told me to tell you that I'm a key. And I was like, oh, well, I think Jenny probably wants to know that she's a key. Anyway, we'll go.
Okay, you have to send her my direction.
Jenny, that's a Jenny thing.
Yeah. I'll figure out what key it is. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I think Kelly and you both agree that we're ready to feed the higher mindset spiritual people to get them ready for ascending into their path. Yeah. And teaching their independence and making their own choice in their own frequency and trusting their inner strength.
It's time. It's
completely.
Time for it's time to stop, having gurus. It's time to become. My company's called Divine Empowerment because that's the bloody point. Become empowered by the divine and be able to do your stuff. Like, I'm all about teaching. I teach all of my skill set to all my students because I want them to be able to do things without me. I don't want people, I don't want people to be having to come back for months and years to do sessions with me. I want it to be done, one and done, and then everyone to be able to do the stuff themselves, to be able to dissolve traumas, to be able to evolve, to be able to do this stuff without having to have someone on a pedestal. Like, you guys are all gods and goddesses. I'm a goddess. We're all bloody gods and goddesses. We've all got different skill sets. And with my work, you can learn how to do and have superpowers like we're supposed to. And then you've got superpowers, and then no one's taking that away from you. You can then go and help other people. But let's start making superpowers a normal thing. And let's start making the world better and more fun. Oh my God, having superpowers is so fun.
Right.
And I've got loads.
Yeah. So this is the first time Kelly and you have met and everything, and I told Kelly how great you were.
I'm like this, and I'm like, and my bulldog just came in and like knows that Jenny. But I love, just going back to your gods and goddesses, and I love that you said that without ego. You said that it's just like, because this is who we are. We are divine spirits having a human experience, and actually, I'm unveiling this on your channel. The Edge magazine next year for 2024 is about sovereignty. It is about, we are the ones we've been waiting for, that Hopi Elder's beautiful saying. And it's looking out. Everyone's looking for a magic pill. People are looking for a fast pass. They're looking for all these different things outside of themselves. And we need to come in. But then we also need to collaborate with others that feel the same way. Kind of like today, we're a triad of beautiful, beautiful souls coming together saying like this. And I love that you're saying that I offer my gifts. I offer this to my community and to my clients and my friends and family, because we are sharing, and it is outside of, starting to channel. Boop, 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 boop. English is just not fast enough for me, but I think everyone here. And also I'm watching this beautiful scrolling. I want to say hi to Tammy and to Summer and to Robin and to Michelle and to Nico and Anna and Carlisle. Oh my gosh, all these beautiful, and Nancy, all these beautiful souls that are coming and joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here.
Oh wow! Oh look, I've just made it. Hello, I can see.
I know, isn't it? Just like say hi to them. It's just like, and then someone's watching. Great, people are watching from all over. It's beautiful.
Oh my goodness, this is
it is.
No, I don't never do this. So great. Hi. Right, sorry, I've just seen that. I made it. Stuff going on there.
Yeah, so I think we're willing to feed that appetite now. It's really stepping up and taking the risk and putting the information out and trusting spirit 100%.
The thing is what people miss, and it annoys me, and I'm now going on about it because I've decided that, spirit's told me you need to get this information out. You cannot ascend into 5D without courage. Full stop.
Right.
End of. It is the courage realm. You need to have that. And I think the whole pandemic narrative was a very good opportunity for people to show courage. Some people did it, some people didn't. No judgment on that. However, it was a great opportunity to show it. So we cannot ascend without courage. It is the bridge between the third and the fifth. So we need to, in whatever way, show courage. And even doing something like a YouTube live and sharing the information with people is a version of courage. Like, let's all stand in our power in our various different ways. Even sharing this video with people on your Facebooks or whatever, for people watching at home, might be a version of courage, because it may be you exposing yourself to things that people are uncomfortable with. But the more courage we show, the quicker we make this ascension and the happier everyone will be. You cannot ascend, and you're going to get left behind unless you start showing courage in a multitude of ways, my friends. So
how do people, in your eyes, both of you, how do people move from fear to courage? Because I think you need courage to face your fear.
Because you're still frigging scared.
I love it. Yeah.
Tough. You're scared. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Choose.
Right.
Frigging choose. That's it. You have to choose to do things which are uncomfortable. There's a lot of uncomfortable things. So what? Suck it up, buttercup. Really?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the whole thing is you're not
We're still
allowed.
scared. We just do it anyway.
Yeah,
And then
you're not allowing the man's program to say, you know what, I'm in control of my path, and whatever you put it in front of me, I am not acknowledging it, and I'm walking in my path strong and independent, and I will trust spirit all the way because they have my back. That's the thing. The encouragement of trusting spirit all the way is a complete,
it's a choice.
yes.
You know, and you can still be scared and still do miraculous things. Do you not think people who run into war zones are scared? You still, I mean, not that I'm suggesting doing that. It's a whole different subject, but you can still go and do things. You can still do quests and help people if you choose to. It's just making that conscious choice to go and do whatever it is. And as Jenny was saying, got to trust spirit. And the thing is, once you get used to trusting spirit, and you can do it in a tentative way, then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm sorry, spirit's going to make you do stuff. It's whether you want to do it easy, you want to choose the hard or the easy route. You can learn by pain, or you can learn by play.
Right.
What are you going to do? Because your lesson's coming through anyway, and you want to do it when spirit's guided you in a nice way, and you can have this really beautiful fluid life. Or do you want to get hit by a car? It's down to you, because it's happening regardless.
Right. Exactly.
So true.
Yeah. And that's why I talk about walking through the fire and watching everything burn down, and it's supposed to be burnt down so the new realm can come in. So what is being burnt in front of you? New is being created, and just walk through it. Don't be in fear about it. We have to get through this.
You just brought in Johnny Cash, who's doing Ring of Fire. Just do that's
Ring of Fire, the ring.
Right?
It is.
Well,
how many times am I going to sing in this one? I've already done it twice.
You just keep it going.
So, yeah, I mean, I think, and that's the thing, what they're saying, and they're like, Jenny, they are not helping the people. The teachers are not getting their students ready to ascend. They are worried about what's going on in 3D, and they need to get them across that level of that veil and start focusing on them on the other side. Get them up there. Get them focused on their own intuition and their own spirit. And Creator said, everything is connected and lined up with me, with them now. There's nothing in the way. And they're still pushing the same stuff when we should be aligned with every energy that's hitting.
Well, the thing is, what people don't think about is a 5-year-old phone is crap. Anything which is 5 years old, who's using a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old computer is completely out of date. Any technology, any healing modality which hasn't updated in the last 5-10 years is pretty much obsolete. Sorry, it's pretty much obsolete. Get with the times, get with the program. It's technology which is coming through. There is new technology constantly, and you need to be bringing the new stuff through. The old stuff is archaic. It's useless. A 10-year-old or a 5-year-old phone doesn't work. It's not useful. There is new technology, better technology, and we're coming through. There's so much of it at the moment that we need to keep with the future of it. And it's very, a lot of people are very loyal and devoted to very, very ancient technology, and it's time to move on with the times. There's new stuff. There's not just my stuff, but or Kelly's stuff, or all the stuff that we've got going on here, or Jenny's stuff, but we've got to get with the program. We've got to get with the new stuff. That's it.
I just keep seeing religion, politics, social norms, beliefs, like all of these things that just need to be just as we rise up. Wow.
Yeah. Woo. And the technology, I mean, they were showing me these, they're like TVs. It's like advancement of walking in them, through them in dimensional ways. I mean, they have no idea what's coming with technology, the advancement of it. It's simplified in a very seconds or minutes. It's not hard or a hard thing to process. You just have to trust it to walk through it and accept it. That's the hardest thing. The future people are going to have a hard time accepting something that is the transition is easy. To see it, to grab it. It's not a physical process of using your body to get to something. It's really your direction and acceptance of accepting it. That's the problem.
It's interesting. I'm seeing that we're either going to get, I love the car analogy. You're either going to get hit, and I'm seeing that as a car, but like a Mack truck. It's going to be like
I've got
whack.
a mantra. Let me give you
right?
the full thing. It's so what I say is that the lesson is coming through either way, and it starts simple. It's a poke, so you're like a little poke, like hey, honey, a poke, and then it's a pinch, so it's like hi, and then it's a slap, and then it's hit by a car. That's the full thing. A poke, a pinch, slap, and then hit by a car. It's coming. It is coming, and it's up to you at what point you get the wax out of your ears and go do your job, because it's going to smack you in the face, and then it's going to come with some horrible situation that you don't want to get you don't want. We're making it light of it, but it will literally be hit by a car, or it will be some horrible disease. Like, you just need to listen and learn through play. You get it initially and you're like, oh, I don't really feel comfortable doing that. And it comes 3 times. You get 3 different messages. You go do it. You go do it. Oh my God.
Right.
Pace.
Yeah.
More aggressive, and it's going to suck for you. It's going to suck for you.
It is. And that,
regardless, or it might take you out. You got work to do.
Yep, that's why we have the psych wards are being implemented, because I'm more afraid of when things go down, they cannot handle it. They've been taught that the state takes care of them, everything takes care of them, and now they have to think on their own. Even when the internet goes down and all this stuff happens, there's no internet. You have to read a book, you have to go outside, you have to connect with nature. These parents that have been putting a computer and a phone in front of a child, there's going to be a freakout zone. Yeah. So they better implement books and going back to the way they were raised, because it's coming for a while, and they need to know how to function, because the state is not going to come in and help you get them to understand what's going on. They're like, you have to step up as a parent, and you have to talk to them, communicate with them, because it's coming. This event will bring the humans down to their knees and understand, making it a humble situation. But you have to get the tools and the function to understand, and like, this is happening, I have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Or you'll freak out.
This doesn't sound like, I'm not trying to sound like a shameless promo for the magazine. Like, I promise you, everybody, this is not it. But when we were putting together this magazine and buying the company, everyone said, go digital, go digital, go digital. And right. I had this visceral, like, ooh, I had to go back and print. And this is now the 3rd time honoring 3 that I've been told, you have to be in print. This is a sacred magazine. This is right. Sacred. This and being in print. Now, yes, we have it in digital, but print, because it's an experience, and it is going to be an art of, like, yeah, I just thank you. Like, I just got this huge, like, oh my God, I basically told all these people to go, I'm going to be back in print. And I just want to thank you ladies for giving me that.
Look, I like print. This is me in print. I'm all about
right. Exactly.
Right? There's a time and a place, but we
documentation. Yep, exactly. So you can't go wrong with that. And so, and then getting them out of idolizing that someone's going to save them. You're going to save yourself. Your conscience is going to save yourself. Your ability is going to save yourself.
I don't want the pressure to be the frigging guru. I really don't. I don't want the target on my back or the pressure. Let's just make loads of gurus. And then it's just like,
right.
People can do these things. I don't want to be the only, look, honestly, the work I'm doing is crazy advanced. We're literally I regenerated my friend's necrotic finger, and I'm reverse aging. I'm doing that. I'm top of my game. And I want other people to be there as well. I don't have enough hours in the day to help everybody. I don't.
No, I don't.
I also don't like the target on my back, because I'm literally the only one. I'm getting another 25 people who are going to be able to do it on Sunday, and I'm really grateful we've got 25 more people, because then it spreads it out as well. And there's so many people who are suffering, and who doesn't want to reverse age and have the energy that I had I've got the energy I had when I was 20. It's bloody brilliant. I'm 42. I can't even remember. 42. Year are we? I have no idea. But it's I'm 42. So it's really nice to be able to get loads of people to be able to do this cutting edge work. And there is new stuff, you know.
It is.
And yeah, let's do the cool new stuff and make it fast, make it easy, make it accessible, and not have to just be addicted to going to a healer or a psychologist or someone to them to help you. Let's just one and done, fix it, and then just be able to go and live a really fun, easy life. We don't want to spend our whole time just in the depths of everything. We want to go outside and have some fun.
Yeah.
Right. And the self-healing, I mean, you tap in and you start to understand it. What you think, what you process, what you say has power in the healing, in the direction, and it works effectively if you have no doubt in that understanding. And like I always said, once pain or suffering comes on, you have a choice at that moment to allow it into the body or release it out to the spirit. And if you release it out to the spirit, the power of the light will come in and you'll lose the pain. But people, society doesn't teach that. They don't want that taught in that process of things. Even with your thoughts of needing a direction to go in and asking spirit, and then I'm like down, sometimes it's down to 3 hours to 3 days. It's like a response, boom, it's right there. And you don't have doubt anymore. You nourish that.
You know what? Something that's come back to me a couple times. It's like the inner tube on a lazy river. It's almost like we need to just get into our inner tube, get our little supply, and just get on the river and rapids will happen and the flow will happen, and then enjoy the sun, enjoy the rainbows, enjoy the rain. Just enjoy it and have fun. And it's very clear it's a river and it's very fluid, and it just feels. It feels lovely. And sure, you can panic about the rapids, and sure, you can panic about, but why? Just
no point.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Whoop, squirrel moment.
No, that's great. That's true. And it is that. And there are going to be tough times, but you know what? It's not what happens to you. It's how you react to what happens to you, which matters. I just said this story in my last interview, like just before you, but I'm going to say it again because I think it's really pertinent. So, what makes a villain and what makes a hero? If we look at the model, so basically what happens to them is they have a really difficult childhood. Often their parents die, something really bad happens, the world turns really dark and everything goes wrong in their life. And what happens to the villain is they think, stuff you world, I hate you. The world doesn't deserve anything. I should just destroy because they've done nothing for me and I've had the worst time ever. Villain. Same as what happens to the hero. Normally their parents have died. They've had a really difficult situation and they decide the world is really dark. I need to bring some light into it. It's the same origin story from a villain and for a hero. It's up to you to decide who you want to be. It's not your story. It's your decisions. It's your choices moving forward, whether you become the villain or the hero. It's up to you, always.
That is so powerful. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so true, though. It's like, when I'm in sessions, I call them my Alice in Wonderland doors. And you can go through these doors and they all look different. And do you want to go left or do you want to go right? And it doesn't mean left or right or up or down or right or wrong or whatever, but what way do you want to go? And like, again, you're going to get the pinch and you're going to get the nudge and you're going to get the Mack truck. You're going to get it no matter what door you go through. So do you want to try to have it in this high vibrational positive way and know that you're supportive? Or you want to go like this and go, screw everybody, and then go that way. And the vibration is as powerful. It's just, do you want to go to the light or do you want to go to the negative, positive, light or dark, black or white? I don't care. But just choose. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, it's happening regardless. You may as well enjoy the ride. That's
right.
It.
Exactly.
Take the top off the Jeep, turn on some good music, and have fun with it.
Have
right?
a dance it out.
Yeah.
And I think everybody that's been through the lesson always has those crash moments. Each one of us has those crash moments where you can't get out of bed. You're like, oh my God, this was such a crash moment of reality of coming into us and then working with that energy. And then you wake up and like, okay, I got to get up. I got to focus again and start again. You just get up and you keep going.
It's interesting. I've always described I'm married to a beautiful man. and I've always described him as Eeyore, and the little rain cloud's always following him. And I consider myself the little gust of wind and the sunshine after the rain. I mean, isn't it so right? Thank you. Like, right? And it's like, what do you do with the rain cloud? Well, the rain cloud could be that, but it also, after the rain, you can get rainbows, you can get sunshine, it will grow things. And if you look at it, it's just, yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am channeling so much. I'm barely speaking English.
What's happening? What are you channeling? I want to know what's going on.
It's all coming in. Like, I'm barely speaking. I feel like I'm just giving like these little thought bubbles. And I'm sure the audience is just laughing their bums off.
I hope so. It's hilarious.
Yeah, they like the real stuff, though. They do like the real stuff, so they aren't complaining about it at all. Okay. And so I think as everything changes and everything is funded, this is the thing that I try to get people to understand. You need to think about after the funding and how you want to serve and give to humanity. What are you going to do? What do you feel that is your part in giving and putting your energy into, and because that part is coming. And most of us, these higher understanding people, are already like, we're ready for it. Let's get that done so we can move on to the next process. We're like, come on, let's get going to the next process. We're ready. We're at the line. Let's go. Let's get through this firmament bullshit and be done with it. So I'm just saying that people need to think about that down deep inside. Why am I here? What is my purpose after this process is done? Yeah.
I chose to be here right now. Like, all of us, everybody here, everyone touched by this video. We chose to be here at this time. It's not just a freak accident or coincidence. We chose to be here because it's go time.
And it's fun if you let it be fun. Like, it can be really cool and really fun. This is the greatest ride in the universe that we all decided to go do. So, let's put up our bootstraps, do the work, and make paradise on earth. Why not? It's a waste if not. And unfortunately, a lot of people have missed their missions, which has meant that some of us have got like 10 gazillion missions, which is kind of annoying.
Yes.
Seems like a lot of missions, but I think that people need to really step up and into their missions, and start doing their work that they're supposed to be doing for the good of the universe. We're supposed to be doing things, and a lot of people have missed their missions. I do think it's almost like there's a mission that comes through, and it's like, who's going to grab that one? And someone takes it. I think there's some flexibility on that. But we are all, we need to be stepping up. Everyone needs to be stepping up, because there's a lot on a few of us, and we've got bigger and bigger ones. The more we do, the more missions we get. But, more people, I don't know what percentage of people have missed their mission, but it's really high. Jenny, yes. Do you know what percentage of people have missed that mission?
Well, when I asked them, and they, when they said, he says, we sent many in legions. They keep saying legions. And not all of them made it. And that was the thing. Like, they got to a certain point and then gave into society and the way it was, and just decided that is, I'd rather do this than go on the mission, because it makes some of them isolated, uncomfortable, and you just stay on that path because it's hard to do, but there's something residing each one of them that has a knowing inside that is the addiction of finishing the mission. That is the whole process. Is you can't buy us with money or glamour or anything like that, because that's not. There's an ultimate energy frequency that we desire to the completion of it, completely across the board. So the percentage, what they, I'd say just. As many as there is, they say, maybe 45%. 45% made it.
I'm surprised it's that many.
I know. 45%. I was just about to say that. Okay.
Because you guys got to think about how many that are still staying on task at that, because most of them are at that, or will be at that higher vibration of the knowledge of knowing. There ain't that many. There ain't that many.
I think it's much
what, though? I have to say, more and more people that I'm working with, they're curious. And we were really guided to call our show the Being Curious Show, so we could thread that through and thread it through curiosity. And that's really, really important. And if we could just get people curious in a safe space, I wonder how many people that are misdirected, or maybe I'm seeing it like a train, and like the doors open, we get on for our mission and they close and they're like, oh shoot, I missed the train. I'm wondering how many people that we could invite back to get the doors open and they can get back on the train.
Maybe
through safe curiosity.
Maybe there's 45% who haven't completely screwed it up, who aren't completely shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
55% are on mission. I think 2 or 3% of people are actually on mission, fully on mission, but maybe there's 45% who've got the doors open and the curiosity might invite them down. But right now, there's very few people who are actually living it. Not really, not now.
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, in the future, and I say by the end of the summer, you're going to realize, like I said, the foods that you think that you want and need are not going to be accessible no more, because those were never foods. The desire of alcohol and all that was another program to keep you occupied. That's not going to be there either. You need to get your mindset ready.
You need to stock up on alcohol is what I'm hearing.
Yes. I was going to go right after this. We're going to go do that. I love how you roll. Sorry. And Jenny's trying to make a totally different point. You and I both went, whoop. Okay, Jenny, keep going. We're not going to stock up on alcohol.
But go ahead. Yes, I do understand.
Okay, keep going, Jenny. We broke your flow.
All right.
No, it's okay. No, I get it. But and then the food, they think they're eating real food, and they realize that none of that had nutrients. None of that what they were pushing out in the last 15 years was anything good for you. And you can see that by the public's body form, what it's blown up to. And that's because if you look at something in the 1960s, everybody was in shape, everybody's eating good food, and now you're like, they're not giving you food anymore.
And they're not. They weren't working out. They weren't working out in clubs like we are. I mean, like we are, right? If you go back to the 1950s, 60s, they were very, very trim, and because they were eating food. Oh my gosh!
But they were making it too from scratch.
Right?
I cook from scratch. I like the thing
Love
is
it.
My food is good. I went to chef school. I cook from scratch, and I don't eat fake food. So yeah, but in America, your food's horrible to start with.
It's trash. It's not even food.
No, it's not. And I know that like Whole Foods is called Whole Paycheck, and then now it's been taken over by Amazon, and it's not even organic anymore. Like,
No.
what the triple? Really?
No, not at all. Not
We're going
at
to
all.
give a call out to Christine C., who said she left alcohol behind years ago. Good call for you. Yeah. And then Lisa Day, I want to say a much, much, much aloha and mahalo for being on here. Total, I love the energy of the Hawaiian living aloha is amazing. The aloha spirit is so powerful. It's hard to describe for people, but I think you know it.
Yeah, it's strong. It is strong. So I think the next phase is as all, us three, as we start to lead them in independence, because the way when I do my teaching, it's putting them in an assignment and telling them, well, you're going to walk an assignment with spirit, and you're going to listen to them, and then come back after you're done with the assignment and bring it back here, because it has not to do with the level of how I perceive the information. It has to do with how they put you in the path of the lesson.
Yeah.
The path of the lesson is the most important, because it's about acceptance at that time. And instead of diving into our phones when you're outside or in the public, you need to start looking up and paying attention and looking around you and surrounding you, because these other beings are going to be here, and you don't want to miss that, because your head is shoved into your phone.
I mean, we can start small with that. It's quite easy. Like this morning, I was like, right, I'm not going to put my phone on for the first hour. And I was like, right, I'm not going to do that. And I live by the sea. So I said, right, I'm going to leave my phone off, and I'm going to go for a sea swim. It's cold as anything. It's very cold. But I was like, right, I'm just going to go do that. I'm going to do some pottering around before I put my phone on. I think, unfortunately, we all wake up, or many people, unless you're disciplined, wake up, and the first thing you do is you start playing on your phone. Go connect to nature. Go for a walk. If you don't live by the sea, which I know everybody does, just go and get into nature. Leave your phone and have an hour in the morning. Go and say hello to your family. No one needs you that early. Not really. Not They don't, and especially if you go to bed earlier and get up earlier, and then really no one needs you because you've been asleep at that time anyway. So what needs dealing with immediately? If you've gone to bed earlier and you don't need to, you are up in that hour earlier, but just go and do that and get used to not carrying your phone with you all the time. Leave your phone at home sometimes. You're not needed every second of the day by people. And even if
Right.
it's a 20-minute walk, leave your phone at home so you're not tempted to keep playing on it. Because if you've got it next to you, then you're tempted to be on it. And then everyone's listening to music the whole time or podcasts the whole time. Just get into nature and leave your phone. It's super easy, but start small and build that up, because it really does. It is liberating to do. It feels really awkward in the beginning, but then you get used to it and then you feel much freer. But initially, it may be a bit freaky.
I will be very honest. I normally try that 1 hour a day, like the first hour of the day, not have my phone.
Good.
I actually leave it downstairs, but I will tell you,
Good.
last night I was making some Instagram posts. I went to bed early and I was like in my bed, and I slept weird last night because of it. And I woke up and my phone was by my bed and it just felt off. And I'm like, thank you for bringing that up, because normally I don't worry about, like, I even on my email signature, I'll get back to you within a couple days. I'm not going to be addicted to, and it's horrible. And anyone that's listening that sends me an email and it's been a little bit, I apologize, but I'm trying not to be just chained to it. And we're in the heat wave in the Midwest in the US right now, and we have a bulldog, so does Jenny, and we only can walk them like at 10 o'clock at night now. And it's lovely time to connect and to walk in the morning and to go be barefoot in the grass if you can have that luxury. It's the simple things, kind of like going back to print.
And even just
So
sit
important.
in the park and read this magazine.
Right.
That's what we need to be doing. We need to
Right.
be, sit outside on the grass, on the beach somewhere and read Edge magazine and or my book or some of
Yes.
Jen's offerings, just
Together.
Sort of sit outside without your phone and go read something, even if it's not our offerings. Just go read something, but just sit outside. There'll be some grass somewhere. I'm sure everyone's got access to grass or sand.
Right. Or sand.
I like
even
sand.
if it's fake, just get out.
Yeah. Talking about my bulldog, when my air conditioning went out, they can't handle any heat. He was just losing his mind. He was. I had to put him in the garage because the garage is cool on the cement and everything. Yes, but he was like the worst. I won't go upstairs until I feel cold air coming. So yeah, dogs are the worst when it comes to not being cooled down.
They can't breathe properly because they've got noises.
I'm surprised you can't hear mine's like right here snoring. I can't believe it's not coming through but yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. We're not going to go, we don't have to go down the rabbit hole, but they're not dogs. Like they're a different being.
Oh my
God. They came to teach us a lot.
Know what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Hey, Lisa is calling aloha again from Maui. Mahalo. And I was married up at Kapalua. So I thank you for being on, Lisa.
So Antonio, let's talk about your book. What have you put in your book?
Yes. Get that book out again. Show that cover. Let's do it.
Right. So yeah, it's called Energy Secrets: How to Live to Your Full Potential.
Woo!
Awesome.
So it's really interesting, my book. I like it very much.
I hope you do.
Yeah, it's good. So I wanted to make it on a few different levels. So some of it's pretty accessible because I want, people who are new to spirituality are going to need some stuff which is accessible. And then I peppered in some really advanced stuff I was kind of wanted to fast track people. So it's got lots of tips and tricks. It's got lots of exercises about how to really just be happy, live your best life. Lots of little, just little things like to notice. There's just one of the pages. How many social media platforms am I on? How much time a day do I spend on social medias? It's like, notice where you're screwing up. Notice where you're actually wasting your time. There's loads of rituals to do. There's
What would
loads of
say
tips
are
and
your
tricks.
top three, the top three takeaways? Because I feel the audience now is like this for you. What are the top three tips that you think that everyone needs to know right now?
Top 3 tips, I don't know. But I don't know what the top 3 tips are, to be honest.
Because
There's
there's so many
different
goodness.
tips in here. But look, I go into talking about what disease truly is. I've worked out what disease is, and I managed to get a chapter in, which was a battle, to get a chapter in about what disease truly is. And I've got a model of what it is, and it fits for every disease, which is really important. That and the manifesting chapter are my 2 favorite chapters, because I've actually spoken about what manifesting is and how it actually works. I'm breaking down the mechanics of things. So it's got some really accessible stuff, and then it's got some really advanced stuff, like how does manifesting work? What's the dark side of manifesting that no one talks about? What's a billionaire's mindset? How does that all work? So it's really trying to break some of the spiritual concepts down and put them into a place where you understand, because I'm a but why child. I think I never grew up to being out of being a 4-year-old of just saying, but why? And I did my own constantly, let me tell you. But I'm trying to find the whys behind things. I'm always pursuing what the whys are. So it's got really a lot of information in it from all different walks of life. And I've got lots of different standalone chapters, which are all about completely different things. It's just how your body works, energetic boundaries, spiritual hygiene, manifesting, how to work in nature, grounding, attitude of gratitude, body voltage, energy cultivation. It's how to really live a better, happier life, how to work through some of your stuff, how to notice what's not working in your system, really take a long, hard look at yourself and where you might be messing up, and how to correct course to live a happier, easier life with loads of spiritual principles broken down in it. And as I said, it's accessible and it's advanced simultaneously. I wanted to make it for newbies and aficionados, mix it up so you can make it. And I want it to be easily readable. I've written it with quite good flow. I have worked really hard on the flow aspect of it. And if you are stateside, I know the audience is largely stateside, it's available on Kindle and it's available on Audible. And it's me doing the recording for the Audible, so you can listen to me talking about the book there while reading the whole book out. So yeah, so it's a lot of different things in here, but it's really a really good basis of how a lot of things work within spiritualism. And it's also it's a good introduction, but as I said, it's got some advanced stuff in there too. So yeah.
You know what I get with it, and again, I haven't read it, and I want to let everyone know that I believe that you need it both ways. You need the Audible to hear your frequency and your voice and hear it, but then also the hard copy so you can make notes and you can utilize it as a I don't want to say a compass, but it's almost like if you're packing up something, you're going to need it. You're going to want to carry it with you. You're going to want to reference it. You're going to want to tag it. You're going to want to have Post-it notes in it with marking different pages so that you can go back. It's almost like a reference book. It's like this yeah, I
Yeah.
ready for both. Yeah.
I've got Post-it notes in it. Yeah.
It's a
There you go.
manual.
There you
It's a
go.
manual.
The manual.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how my book. It's a manual.
One of this is a random tip, which I think is quite nice. So energy hack. Believe it or not, your lips have parasympathetic nerve fibers running through them. I talk about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system to explain all that first. Okay, next time you feel stressed or anxious, take a few moments to softly rub your lips with a finger or two. Gently caress your lips, focusing on the sensation, and notice your mind and body relax. Kissing is another way to soothe your nerves for the same reason. If you happen to be with your partner when anxiety strikes, give kissing a go. Kissing, hugging, and any other form of loving touch with animals or humans induces the production of oxytocin, the hugging hormone. In other words, it gives you the warm and fuzzies, activating your parasympathetic nervous system.
The fuzzies.
The warm and fuzzies. So yeah, it's kind of like accessible. It's kind of fun. This is another hack. Change all your logins and passwords and digital greetings to affirmations. When you log into your bank, I am blessed. have I am blessed pop up, or log into Instagram with I am well, or you could use I am happy 111. I am wealthy 222. I am free as your computer password. Using affirmations instead of nicknames from college and the year your cat was born allows you to work smarter, not harder. In a simple and valuable way. They may even be easier to remember. So I kind of wanted to just make it so that you've got some really easy things to do. And it's a tiny little change, which will make a big difference in your life. And then you've got at the end, the big stuff, like the really nitty gritty things. And I just think it's really, I just wanted to make it accessible and really, really fun. And then, I managed to get into print what disease is and examples of that, which is a whole big thing. And I've got sectional and solid liquid gas, which is what it is. So it's like the end of the book is a really, really advanced stuff. And it's really playful and easy. And I put humor into it as much as possible as well. So there we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
I want it
And that's
now.
the thing.
I want it now. Like, thank you.
Kindle or Audible. You can have it now. You just have to order on Amazon. So, yeah.
How long did that book take you to make? How long did you work on it? How long did you focus on it? That's important to me on just flashing books every month and a half. It does not mean because in the old ways, God, it took a year and a half longer, because you want it right, and everything. How long did it take?
Well, I channel, so I worked like a lunatic. Basically, I got the deal end of September or October, and I just smashed it out. And then there were a lot of rewrites because there was a lot of editing kerfuffles. So I had to rewrite it because there were, issues. And no, I got it out in 6 months. From instigation out, I had to write it in about 6 weeks. I was working 18-hour days with builders. It was great fun. I had a lovely time.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I think with spirit, like before I wrote mine, it was a fight. It was like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I don't, and then the downloads started coming, and then you're, at a point where you're like, I've got to get this information out so they'll stop. So
no, I just got a book deal. Like my PR organized for me to have a book deal, and we had a meeting, and I said, how long does it normally take to write a book? And she went about 6 weeks, and I was like, all right. She lied.
6 weeks.
Like, I have an actual job as well, and builders. It was like, it was just, it was hellish. But I got it done and I got it out. And we've got a super limited edition as well. We've only got 1,000 copies with this cover, and then we've got a different cover coming because there was some problems. So that's super limited edition.
Yeah. So Kelly, when are you writing one?
Oh yeah, I actually was asked to co-author a book like 3 weeks ago. Like, all right, so you're saying that, and I'm like, oh no, is this the number 3? I don't know. I don't know. I have so much content, right? And I want to do it under curiosity. And I've been approached for some Oracle deck cards, Oracle cards, and the magazine, and we're putting together a planner for 2024. Like, oh my gosh, there's just all these beautiful opportunities.
Right. Yeah. It is. It's great.
Do it.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love it. I love it. And I get to work with publishers and publicists, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to buckle down. That's the thing, it's just buckle down and get these things done. Choose the one which resonates the highest and just go do it. That's it. Like, there was no time. I just went and just did it because I needed to get it out. They told me I needed to get it out. So it was done. Everyone told me. So yeah, it was an interesting journey. I wanted to do it for the launch we wanted to do it because I was launching at the Mind, Body, Spirit. And that was where I wanted to do it. And it was either do it in May or October. So it was, and we didn't kind of want to miss the boat on that. So that's what we did. So yeah, it was fast.
That's good.
Nice job.
Really good.
I just work. I'm relentless.
So I want to ask each one of you a question. So after July 1st, when everything is done, where do you see yourself putting your energy into?
What's happening July 1st? Sorry, rewind. What do you
think? All the financial process, everything will be kind of done and over with. So as this world changes and divides and creates councils instead of presidential processing, where do you see yourself at that point where you don't have to worry about money no more? Where do you see yourself?
I'm doing exactly what I'm bloody doing now.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying, you're like, okay, that's done. Now I'm going to go this path. What I'm saying is, and okay, what people don't understand is like when you have everything you need when it comes to money.
Not everything I need.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying, after everybody else understands they're going to get money too, what's the first thing you're going to do? I'm going to ask Kelly this too.
I'm sorry. I'm on the and I love the question. It's a brilliant question. It's absolutely lovely. And by the way, it's 8 days away. So
Yes.
Loving it. But I totally agree. I totally agree. Like I'm doing it. Like I feel it. It's visceral. It's I just more of what I'm doing. And I delegate. I want to bring more people into our community, and then I said to someone the other day, I feel like I'm a cruise ship director. Like I just want to right and joyful and go. This is gonna suck, but we're gonna have the best time possible. And more of what I'm doing, and I'm not trying to discredit because this is a beautiful question. I feel like the three of us are totally aligned with what we're doing. It's almost like we're like a block and ahead of everybody else, and we're there. It's go time.
Yeah, and that's like my signal group. They're all aligned. They're all ready. They're all at the starting gate going, let's go. We're ready. And the Spirit told me to work with them 2.5 years ago, and I did it, and now they're like right on the border of waiting, just waiting for the whole process. And they're going to be an important part of setting in a chess piece of other healers leading other people. That's how it works. You're teaching the people that are going to lead in the future. That's the thing that's important. The leaders in the world are not going to be the leaders in the world. It is going to be the ones who followed the path.
I'll tell you something, an interesting anecdote, which they took out my book, I think. No, I think I got this one in. Some of them I got in, some of them I didn't. Okay, so there is a whole thing about, as a solid liquid gas thing. I've got this thing about diseases go from a gas to a liquid to a solid. More on that, I think we'll do a proper interview about that maybe at some point. But there's really important to know that if you have mastery of solid liquid gas, you become a god. You can literally manifest anything you want or demanifest anything that you want in an instant. So, just as a fun little anecdote, the sword and the stone, King Arthur and the sword in the stone. This is a really cool story. So King Arthur's castle was about an hour's drive from where I've been in England. So what he did was Merlin allegedly, I don't know, well, whatever, we'll just go with the traditional story. It said Merlin put the sword in the stone. And the point is, it's whoever pulls the sword from the stone is righteous and becomes the King of England. What we used to have back in the day was have people who was the most spiritually advanced person would be the ruler. Now it's the least, pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, but it used to be the most spiritually advanced. And if you were spiritually advanced, really, really spiritually advanced, you would be able to have mastery of solid liquid gas. And what you would do was have a stone which was solid and liquefy the stone, make it into like a jelly or a gellify it.
Just pull it out.
Pull it out. And and this is what they used to do. So in Tibet, in the Tibetan temples, there are handprints into the stone, and you can actually see them, which is what the Hollywood Walk of Fame's about. It's homage to that by putting your hands into the cement. That's all in the book. Yeah. So that's the more advanced stuff. But it was the most enlightened person. That was proof that you were enlightened. If you can have mastery of solid liquid gas, you can pull a sword out of a stone. And that's how that all works. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's many of them on this planet, and some may not even know that they have that capability because it's never been taught. I can't wait till education goes down, and so that's why it's important to recreate your path, refocus on your path, and really reside in what's going on inside you and what you're capable of doing. And that's why, I mean, if they're at 10 days of shutting this down, read books, read books, read books, read. That's what I'm saying.
Go surfing. I wouldn't be that bothered. So you think the 10 days of darkness or the 10 days of no internet is happening imminently? What's your prediction?
I think it's only 3 days. I don't think it's 10
days. And like in the next few weeks.
Yeah, like soon. Like my birthday, July 1st. I think it's going to start.
I've got visitors all the time. Let's see. Who's going to be at my house on July 1st? That's the question. Because honestly, I'm nonstop. I live like on holiday. Oh, that's all right. One of my best mates who I started my spiritual journey with. Oh, we'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go. At least you'll be with, just don't be with someone that's going to freak out when it happens. Just be with someone that's already there. And you're like, oh my God, what do I do with them?
If they freaked out, I'll just be like, what are you on about? Shut up.
Here's some alcohol.
There's plenty of champagne in my house, don't you worry.
I was like, she's stocked up.
I'm stocked up. I've got a bar in my house. Like my house, I've got a labradorite. I've got an orgonite bar. We just had a bar top installed. So it's literally gold leaf and labradorite set into resin.
Mm-hmm.
Magical. It's magic, my house. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. I mean.
And also,
field trip, if you're
Jenny, we need to go over. Field trip.
Yeah, you can come over. Come
yeah. Yeah.
I've got spare rooms and stuff. So, the thing is, look, I know alcohol isn't great for everybody. It's like, for me, I'm so connected to source. I quite like being disconnected to source. It does disconnect you, but I'm so in with source. It's quite nice to disconnect. And also it allows demons and difficult entities into you. If your system is strong, you can handle it. If your system isn't strong, avoid. But
right.
if you've done the work, you can take and do whatever you want to do. You can have fun if that's something which is fun for you. You can, you've just got to know yourself and make sure that you're not, putting yourself in danger, because it is a dangerous substance if your system isn't strong enough for it. If your system is strong enough for it, you do you, boo. Go have a party. And I find I spend so much of my time working for God. I like being a crazy person. I'm wild. The reason I'm so good at what I do is I'm wild. And that's part of my personality, and that's what I like to do, and I surf and I go and do lots of different outdoorsy things too. I'm super adventurous. So yeah, if it doesn't work for you, then by all means. And there's a really cool drink now, which has just come out, called Sentia, which is in the book. And it's a really interesting thing. It's the GABA receptors in your brain. So when you're drunk, something happens is the GABA system in your brain awakens. And that is what the sensations are if you've been drunk. And there's now botanicals that you can have the sensation of alcohol without actually having any alcohol. So it can make you feel like fun, loose, if that's appealing to you. There are alternatives out there which.
So how do you spell that? Because I think that's beautiful.
Sentia. It's really nice, and you can make it into Negronis and things like that. But it's a really nice thing. But you literally, it does make you giggly and silly, but you can't get beyond that giggly, silly stage. You can't get to anything like dark or difficult or anything like that. So if you want something which you kind of get the benefits without the downside, that Sentia is it. There's a Professor Nutt who developed it, who is a really interesting professor who spent years and years developing it. It's a really nice drink. It tastes delicious, and it really it does things which are fun.
That's cool. I kind of like, I call it Jesus weed.
Carver tastes horrible. Sorry, someone's just said Carver also does the same. No, Carver doesn't. Having experienced quite a lot of Carver when I was working in, I was just on holiday in Fiji. I had it every day. So Carver, basically it tastes like a root, and you have it and it doesn't get you pissed, but you can apparently see like multiple dimensions on people next to each other, like 4 different versions of the person. I tried. I didn't manage it. I really put an effort in for about a fortnight.
I really tried.
Stupid acting every day. I was 20 years old and I drank a lot of Carver, and my God, it tastes like mud. This one tastes nice. And it's in bottles. Yeah, anyway. Sorry to interrupt you, Jenny. Go ahead.
I'm okay. I'm good. So Kelly, what do you want to go into?
What do you mean?
What do you want to go into? I know you came here for a mission. What is it?
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Like I do. a cruise ship director. Like I'm like the ultimate cruise ship director. Like that's really like what I feel like I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I love what I do. I work 24 hours a day, but I'm blessed. I'm so grateful. Like look at this collaboration that we have that just unfolded by you two meeting, and you're like, oh my gosh, you need to meet Kelly and you need to meet Antonia, and like, come on. It's trusting, and it is jumping off the cliff, and it's just like we're here, and all three of us are in service. Like if you don't say that you're in service, bullshit. Like, right, you're absolutely. And I feel sometimes that we have our machete in the jungle, and we're just kind of like going through this and clearing this beautiful path for others to follow, and others might not want to follow on the path yet, but we're like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Try it. Come on.
Right?
You'll like it.
You'll like it. It'll be fun. It'll be different. Take your shoes off. Let's go. Like, right? I don't know if I answered your question right, but that's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think for myself, it's not.
What do you see next? Like, what do you see the next couple of weeks after your birthday? I'm gonna say the shit's gonna get real.
I see the humbleness coming in. So people, when they do get gratitude returned, when they feel like they don't have the burdens of worrying about certain things, they can focus on the things that they feel inside that they have capabilities of doing and helping. Because when you bring humanity together and they're really compassionate and caring, it's overwhelming. That energy in itself creates an energy of goodness and fruits. So I'm more anxious to see the energy effect that it has on the world. That humbleness, that's so overwhelming of turning your soul inside out and seeing that. And I've always said this is bring you to your knees of being humble and focusing on what's next. And the biggest lesson is the fact that we have to back up and go, everything we've been taught and told is a lie. And now we have to relearn things and step outside the box and say, I want to see this for myself. I'm going to adapt to the information myself. I'm going to do the research myself. I'm not going to Google it. And so I think everybody's going to be at a mental search for the truth after this, the search of it and the addiction of the truth, of wanting it, desiring it, seeing it, focusing on it. And then they're going to look at the potential of what is my next step that I can do in my life to be creative in this passion of doing it. So, and then to witness and watch things be burnt to the ground and new things right behind it developed that are better. So at first everybody's going to hold their breath, but then they're like, oh, okay, I got it. Okay. So that's the whole thing. And then you're going to have some that you're like, get away from me. They go completely psycho. And there are the normies that are completely buried in the sand and they go cuckoo, and they don't know what they're going to do because the Apple effect, the Apple phone is not telling them what they need to do. You can't Google it. You can't get directions of it. You're going to have to think on your own. That's going to be a process. Yeah.
I've just moved to a new town. I don't know where anything is. I better buy a map.
Exactly.
It goes back to trusting your gut.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Everyone, again, is starting to the beginning of our conversation, and everyone's looking everywhere else and grabbing their phone. By the way, my phone's right here, but grabbing their phone and doing right? Okay. Just to tell everybody that we are authentic, but yeah, right. Turn it off. But trusting your gut and getting out in nature. If something feels, it's kind of like, before a storm, the energy feels different. It's a different frequency. And some people panic and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to get a raindrop on me. And then others are like, dude, let's go run around in the rain and do this and this and this. And it's coming back to trusting your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is wrong. Like, right. And if it feels right, lean into it a little bit. explore it some more. And I think a lot of people that are being lied to on so many different levels, they're going to start connecting it. So if I'm being lied to about this, I'm probably being lied to about that, and I'm probably being lied to about that. And oh my God, and that's going to be really overwhelming to some people. And then there's other people like us who are like, yeah, hi, you've been calling us weird, but we've been telling you this for a while now. Okay, come here. It's safe. We got a cute little playground over here. Come on, come play with us.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have those ones like, I don't want to talk about it. Don't you bring that up. We are not going to go there. You know, and they're going to be the ones, they're going to be in their bedroom in denial, hiding their heads.
Yep.
I'm telling you, there's those Karens, those type of Karens that are literally going to be like that for a long time.
They're going to be
serious.
Really
serious.
Right, and we hold space for them, right? And we wish them well. And right, and I hope they have a safe bedroom. But the rest, but when you're done and you want to pull
you're
your
done freaking
out,
out,
get your big girl panties on, come on out. We've got stuff for you. It's all good.
Raindrops and buttercups.
There we go.
Wait for you.
Exactly. So I mean, I think that's where like I've been telling everybody consistently how things are going to lay out and everything, and now they're finally seeing the military surrounded in everything, you know. And it's like, if I'm going to tell you this, everything is done because those guys are in position. Those are in position because they know what's next, and so what's next is good. But then you have these ones who decide that I don't want to do that. You know, I want to go against the grain. Well, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work to your advantage. You'll be loaded up in white buses. So anyway, and that's the thing about it, is when everything is done, there's going to be this calmness, this quietness that comes over everybody. Like, whoa, look at the things we don't have to worry about no more. Look at the things you don't have to stress about anymore. Can you imagine what that does to the physical body, the system? It's amazing.
You can actually breathe.
Yeah.
Well, grief is a lot about breath. I was doing a grief healing the other day, and grief gets stuck in people's lungs. So it really does compress the amount of air that you can get into your lungs. So I was doing a healing I saw my website. I did grief, rejection, betrayal, and abandonment, I think, all in one. You can just follow along, pay and follow along. And I included that to do a grief healing. And I just asked people to see how long they could hold their breath for. We timed it. And then did the healing and removed all the grief from their lungs. And then literally within a couple of minutes, people's lung capacity doubled, some tripled in 5 minutes. They're literally, because that stagnation, that stuck energy has literally become like compressing the air, the amount of space you have in your lungs, and it can, you know, really just go very, very quickly. So without these stresses and from coming from all different ways and actually clearing these things out of you, your body is an entirely different place. Entirely.
But even think about that chakra region. You have the heart, for women and men, you have the breast tissue, and then you have the lungs. There's so much that's disease that gets caught in those three areas by just opening it up and clearing it out. It's like a triple, like, amazingness that you're help clearing.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So I think in the future, at the Edge magazine, you're going to see Antonio's column in there in her book. I don't know. It's just saying.
Ooh,
I think that's happening.
I'd love to have a column in there.
You must have been channeling. I already wrote a note on it. Just saying.
Yay!
We'd love to have you.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then put her on the radio show. So that should be pretty interesting.
That's note number 2.
She shoots, she scores.
Absolutely. This is so fantastic, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should do this again, and then like as things develop and change, and then you can, you know, especially after coming back online with a new system, and everybody's going to be like having all these questions. So I think that's going to be interesting, you know, because they're like.
So I think we have to buy the book now before it.
I would say buy the book
Yeah,
now. I just thought about
That's
that.
what
We
I
need
said.
the manual.
Yeah, so you can read it.
Amazon UK. If you're stateside, order on Amazon UK. So just change the region when you go onto Amazon at the top. You have to change the region to get it out to you. Otherwise, you get the digital version or the audio version. But if you want the hard copy, You need to order it.
Right.
Only in
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I think we'll do this again as a collective, and as we get to that certain process of things, I think that Kelly and Tonya, we're going to work more together and collect the energy and decide what's next on the path.
Absolutely. And I'm just watching these comments of these people from all over the world that are so engaged with us. And I'm on behalf of myself, but I know on behalf of you two as well. Thank you so much for being here, and so much for a part of it, being curious with us and supporting us, right? Because it is that equal energy exchange, and we're listening and we're here, and we're so grateful. I know. Yes, I'm speaking on behalf of all three of us. So there.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can
There
speak
you
for
go.
us, Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I hope you guys enjoy the show. We'll be back on another time with some other guests and do some amazing stuff with the higher vibration of understanding. So,
Woohoo!
and you guys say which the last point that you want to say, where you can lead them to your sites, your books, and your information.
Antonio, go.
Sure. So yeah, Everything is Divine Empowerment is my company, which is just written there. Antonia Divine Empowerment. You're going to be able to find me. I'm very active on my Instagram and my YouTube. It's also on Spotify if people prefer to listen via Spotify. Also Rumble and BitChute, but it's Antonia Harmon Divine Empowerment. Just type it in and find me. So if you'd like, yeah, I've got loads of interesting videos on there. Like talking about my cellular regeneration, which is my new baby. So watch the videos. It's called We Are the Medbeds. I've got a load of videos on that. And yeah, and then join up to my mailing list for all the information, which everything's coming out on my offerings. But divineempowerment.com, you can find me through that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I make everything as simple as possible. Antonia the Wizard will find me. Antonia the Wizard is enough.
Look at that. And then she even did like that. And
Ooh.
bam. Like, woo!
I need to have a smoke bomb.
Yeah, you get that. and then you just like go off screen.
Yeah.
Right.
I need to smoke.
Yeah, like the smoke in New York. She won't even see you.
I'm gonna have to get some smoke bombs somehow, aren't I? But the next
Yes, you
one,
are.
just do my magic.
And then sparkles will just fly like from the ceiling. Just do.
Right. Kelly.
I'm Kelly. I'm the publisher of Edge Magazine. EdgeMagazine.net is where you can find us. You can subscribe and get the magical hard copy. I'm also co-host of the Being Curious show, and we're on Instagram. We're on Spotify. We are stateside. We're on am950radio.com on Sundays at noon. We're part of Sunday Shine Radio, and we're everywhere, and it's amazing. And we are growing, and we are honored. And thank you so much for allowing us to be here.
Awesome. Great.
Come on, Jenny. I know this is your show, but you got.
I know they have all my information. I'm not a gloater. I just like, here's a site, here's the information. There you go.
Okay.
That's the way I am.
What's your information, Jenny?
Yeah, they all know my information.
No,
so
I'm going to post this on my page, so they might not know you yet.
Oh, that is true. It's www.jennysyssight.net. All my information is in there. All the documentation, all the verification, videos, Patreon for all the predictions of the documentation of that. And then I'm always on Instagram for updating information on that. So look at all those pages, and then like you've seen in the group, everybody's like, I haven't heard back from a reading, and I'm just like, text me, because I hate going through emails and going, oh gosh, so I think texting is always the best way to go through communication with me. It's always about texting.
I just got this weird feeling that we should set up like a WhatsApp chat with the three of us and the communities and get some things going there. I don't know why it just kind of like whapped in on me. Okay, whatever.
Or Signal, because I think Signal is going to be the one that's going to be up.
There we go. Okay.
Signal is going to be the one that's going to be up.
Or Telegram. Okay, there we go.
So it's been great, guys. Stay in the light. Stay focused on yourself. Don't idolize. Bye.